Hello, East High School. My name is Tarita Walker. I am one of the assistant principals and the principal resident here at East. And I got to tell you, this is maybe the third or fourth video that I have recorded. And it's because right away, when I thought about sharing about Black excellence and Black history, my mind went to, like many, somebody famous, somebody we all know. And so I think my first video was about how inspirational it was to see Barack Obama at the Democratic National Convention. And then the second one was about Kamala Harris and her being a member of my sorority and a woman of color in leadership. And I am so inspired by them, and it just took me a second to stop and think and realize that the most important and most valuable experiences and examples of Black excellence in my life are actually, they rest within the people who are around me. They are the people who make it clear to me that Black excellence runs through my bloodlines. I think about my grandmother who was not allowed to go to school past the 6th grade, yet she is the wisest person that I've ever met in my whole life. I think about my amazing parents who were the best at what they did, and that includes being parents, because they did so much to create opportunity after opportunity for me and my sisters, and that spilled over into my life and has created this opportunity for me to recognize the Black excellence in my own daughter. She is a dancer and a volleyball player and the vice president of her 6th grade class. And so to me, Chloe is Black excellence. My partner, who is an entrepreneur and a philanthropist and believes in encouraging me to be the best me that I can be every single day. And just a slew of cousins and aunts and uncles who are some of the best pharmacists and architects and educators and medical field professionals. Just amazing examples of Black excellence that I'm surrounded by. And so I just encourage all of you to recognize the Black excellence that is around you. This project and this opportunity for us to share these stories hopefully has given some chance for our school community to recognize the Black excellence that walks through these hallways every single day. And so I am encouraged, I am inspired, not only by the Black excellence of those that we don't know, but we see on TV and we read about and we hear about, but even more so by the Black excellence that I'm surrounded by and that I know we continue to create in the students that we have right here in East High School.
Hi, I am Michaela Woods. I am a science teacher here at East High School. When I think of Black excellence, I think of someone who overcomes the roadblocks that are naturally placed throughout the course of one's life. But I also think of someone who overcomes those roadblocks that are placed by society just based on the color of their skin. The first person who comes to my mind who portrays Black excellence is actually my dad. My dad did not have an easy life growing up. He grew up in the south side of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where he was raised by a single mother, and he had 4 other siblings who were out running the streets, joining gangs, dealing drugs, doing drugs, robbing people, in and out of jail, right? And my dad's father, he actually wasn't really around because he was what you would call a rolling stone, and he was actually ended up getting murdered by one of the many girlfriends that he had. So really all my dad had to look up to was his mom, right? My dad was definitely a mama's boy, and she did everything that she could to make sure that he did not fall into the trouble that his siblings were falling into. So she ended up recommending that he join the military, which he did. He joined the military when he was 18 years old and got out of that system, right? He did not fall into the trap. So when he was in the military, that's where he met my mother. They got married, and that's where they started their family, right? So they got out of the military, moved to Colorado, and once they got out of the military, right, it was a hard life. There's a lot of times where my parents didn't know where the next meal was going to come from, but I watched both of them do everything they can to make sure that me and my siblings had everything. My dad, in particularly, he started off with just this little part-time job. I believe it's called a mail clerk. The person that goes around the office with the mail cart and drops people's mail off at their desk. So he actually started doing this at a DMV office, which progressed into him becoming a DMV clerk, which eventually progressed into him managing and running multiple DMV offices up here in Denver. He leads people who are white. The people that he is equal to are white, and the customers are mainly white. And I know there has been multiple times where a white customer is screaming at my dad, wanting to speak to his boss, and my dad is just like, I am the boss. And they get so mad and they storm out, right? And that's so awesome, right? My dad, it started off with nothing and is now in charge of several government buildings, right? My dad, to me, my dad embodies what it means to be a strong black man, a successful black man. And through watching him progress throughout his career, I have seen what it means to be a hard worker and what it means to be a leader and to not give up when people think less of you, right? You just rise above it and keep proving the haters wrong, really. So I could not ask for a better mentor, a better dad, a better role model, right? He is just great, and I am very thankful that he is in my life.
Hello, East. I am Arturo Acosta, or Senor Acosta. People figure I'm Black, Indian, Moroccan, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Brazilian, even Polynesian. I have experienced racism pretty much everywhere I have visited or lived in, not only by white people, but all sorts of religious or ethnic groups because of the color of my skin, my hair, my look, the way I speak. But I am a Dominican. I am an Afro-Latino. I am also an American, or an Afro-Caribbean. I am a descendant of African slaves and European colonizing settlers. Growing up in the Dominican Republic, we mostly were presented as white or light-skinned descendants of European as our heroes. And so today I'm going to show you some of my Black Dominican heroes growing up. Here's Florinda Munoz Soriano, known as Mama Tingo. I will read an excerpt from Be Latino. History is often written by the most privileged, and oftentimes what it is captured is about the most privileged people that contribute to changing history. However, Mama Tingo was not among the financially or formally educated privileged class, and thus her story is often left out. Mama Tingo was a farmer, revolutionary, and activist for farmers and financially poor people in the Dominican Republic. She was a great example to all Dominicans, especially women of African descent. Olivorio Mateo, or Papa Liborio, was a religious leader who created a self-reliant farming commune and for the American invasions and the invaders and the land grabbers. Between 1916 and 1922, he was finally assassinated, and also a great leader for the Black community in the Dominican Republic. And one of my favorite musicians and composer, folklorist, sociologist, Luis Terror Diaz. He played over 40 different rhythms, mostly from the Dominican Republic and Haiti. He composed for over 30 or 300 artists and bands. He won many awards. He composed movie soundtracks internationally, and he kept Black and Taino, Native Dominican culture alive through his music and research. Finally, I'm gonna read a quote by Roberto Clemente. Anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, then you are wasting your time on earth. What these people taught me is that the road to success, especially when you're Black or brown, is not easy, especially also for women of colors and immigrants. Despite being rendered footnotes in history, what I admire about these heroes is that they resisted with integrity and resilience any notions of colonialist mentality or feeling less than. And because they persevered through life and inspire others to do the same with very little and everything to lose. And this is what Black excellence means to me. And thank you for listening, Angels. And thank you to those colleagues who made their videos before me and inspired me.